Hello, welcome to Animes, another weekly roundup of AmiAmi figure pre-orders. This will be the 21st to the 26th of October 2024. Comment, like, and subscribe, and links for these figures will be in the description down below, like normal. Get straight on into it. Fair few figures, a few less figures than last week, but we'll try and do this pretty quickly for you guys. Puppet Parade VTuber legend, how I went viral after forgetting to turn off my stream. L size, 7,920 yen, so probably better paint job than the normal Puppet Parades. Sorry, but yeah, looks pretty fine overall. Some reasonable shading. I've not seen the anime, so I don't really know how good this is if you're interested in this character. Ayakashi's Triangle, Matsuri, Kazumaki, and Suzu Kanada, and Shirogami, complete figure by Flair for 32,180 yen. August 2025 release. So you could say this is kind of like 3 figures in one, since you obviously get the zombie cat and whatnot. Very sort of Halloween-esque. In fact, you get them shipping in August, 2 months before obviously Halloween next year. You could at least get them before to show on your collection if you do have a sort of Halloween themed shelf. Quite good. Paint job looks really quite good overall as well, considering it's 3 figures. You'd have thought they might have lacked a bit, but in terms of the scale, though, they don't mention the scale. That's the one thing that's a bit of a worry. So the sizing they put down here is 24.5 centimeters. So that's about 1/7, 1/8, probably about 1/8 scale, nearly. So that's where they're so they're going to be quite small, I think, overall, considering it's 3 figures for the price. But they look pretty good overall, and I like the overall concept, and they're very cute together as well. Oshinoko Memko Bazuri fashion version 1/6 by DMM Factory for 26,120 yen. February 2025. Sculpting on the jacket looks pretty good in this one, as well as the painting. The painting of it. So the divide between the top and the bottom half is going to the purple, and then the actual obviously writing and whatnot they've got going on the jacket is quite nice. Hair shading looks pretty good. Very cute phone. Looks quite good, very similar to the sort of date style series you see every now and then, but this one's obviously a bit more flary in terms of to represent, I guess, her past personality from the anime. So from freeing this time, Sekono How to Raise a Boring Girlfriend, Fine Megami Kato Bunny version, 2nd, 1/6, for 24,200 yen, May 2025, 1/6. Some people like it, some people don't, considering you can get binding figures. Some of them are 33,000 yen, they're quarter scale. Freeing really could offer these 1/6 for 20,000 yen, to be honest, with these simple bunny suit designs. So very simple pose, just the very light pink is quite nice though. I think overall I like that a lot for the bodysuit design. The sculpting obviously on like the shoulder blades looks good, but it is a 1/6 scale freeing figure, so 24,000 is probably still a bit much for what B-Style are, generally relatively simple designs and concepts that they pull off with these bunny suits. Goddess of Victory Nikkei Anis Sparkling Summer version 1/7 by Good Smile Art Shanghai for 19,800 yen, October 2025. This one obviously looks very alluring, with a very nice bikini suit, I guess you could say. Puffer jacket looks really nicely done. The stool looks quite nice as well that she sat on, with the can as well, very realistic. I think the paint job on this is really good, at least in these promo shots. Far better than the Asuna Uchinose that I covered in yesterday's video from the same company. So this looks a lot better. 1/7. This should hopefully be actual 1/7 scale. 19.6 centimeters. Yes, she's sitting down. Probably a little bit short, bit taller than the Asuna Uchinose that I covered yesterday. So she hopefully is a bit more realistic to 1/7, but in terms of the paint quality, it looks fine, and I think the pricing justifies that. So a very good looking figure, very nice sculpting, looks perfect to be honest in this figure. So a very good pickup. Blue Archive Yuka PE uniform 1/7 by Max Factory for 19,800 yen. So this is Max Factory, and I love their Blue Archive Asuna Chinose. They're pretty much the best sculpting, best paintwork from an Asuna figure that I've seen. So this is not in obviously that sort of bunny suit style, so in a PE outfit, but paint job looks really good, sculpting looks really nice. I like the blues on the jacket. The shading that they've got going on there is really well done. All the extra little bits and pieces look perfectly fine. Very nice looking figure overall, and I think for the price, considering it's just sub 20,000 yen, yeah, very nice looking figure. And she is 1/7 at 24 centimeters, so that's what I would expect more. So okay, the other Nikkei is sitting down, so she is going to be shorter, but yeah, this is obviously more of a younger, smaller, petite character anyways. So this is a 1/7 of a petite character at 24 centimeters. So if the scaling is accurate, yeah, compared to like Asuna, who's going to be head over the height of this character of Yuka, I would surmise in terms of the character from the anime, then yeah, and the game. White Rabbit Rosu, 1/7 by AmiAmi, 8,960 yen. October 2025 release. Quite a nice looking figure. Another cheap, very budget friendly Animeatster figure. Obviously, we've had a bit of a lull from any announcements from Animeatster, at least from what I remember. They've obviously had to churn out their previous releases this year, so a lot of people I think are happy with those. Although some of them have gone up on pre-order for a bit less than they retailed, so some people might not. There might have been some quality issues. Maybe check MFC just to see what's of the figures that have been released and get some feedback of the quality assurance, at least from this new manufacturer. I might do a video covering that sort of thing with these newer manufacturers, just gathering people's feedback on those potentially. So quite nice overall, and they do generally add in quite a few extras, like obviously this one comes with a soft vinyl Usagi-chan press or something as well. So yeah, quite nice looking figure overall. 1/7. Price is obviously the main thing that people are thinking of. You're getting a decent paint job for the figure, so if you like this made in lingerie sort of aesthetic or rabbit aesthetic, then pick it up. To be honest, it's a steal bargain. Binding, something that isn't a bargain, that will hit your wallet a lot. Binding Creator's Opinion Lalanoa, bunny figure quarter scale, 44,000 yen, May 2025. She's basically MILF elf vibes I'm getting, or mummy elf, yeah, MILF elf vibes I'm getting from her body proportions and whatnot. The elf that's the vibe I'm getting from her. I think a lot of people will probably agree with me with that. Fully cast off like all the other binding figures. Very nice looking figure. I love the boots as well, coming up here up to the knees, and the blue and white contrast is very nice. So very good looking figure. I like this a lot. Definitely worth getting hold of if you are a fan of binding figures. So yeah, definitely worth getting. I think for the price, yeah, perfectly fine. May 2025. And considering all the other freeing figures core scales are like 40,000 yen, 44,000 yen anyways, you might as well just get an OC one of these if you like the design, if you like the character. Like this one I like a lot. Shinikutosen Unchora Kanu bare leg version by freeing, 44,000 yen, May 2025. So I don't know if I prefer the bare leg one more than the original. The original's about 60,000 yen now in the aftermarket, 55 to 60-ish thousand yen, depending on the quality, if it's A or A plus or S. But I think I saw on J figure is about 58,000 yen, if I remember correctly, for the OC. So if you missed it, then maybe nab the bare leg ones. But there are some people obviously don't like the bare leg ones anyways. So I don't know whether this is cast off as well, just the chest area. It's a half cast off, I guess you could say. But I like the hair drop in that lot. Like the same comments on the previous version, or the standard version. But if you missed that and you really want to get, I really would get this one, but I'm going to hold out for the OC, the original one with the tights, because I don't really like bare legs generally, unless the design complements bare legs. Like her skin tone does look quite good in the bare leg version, so it's a bit 50-50 for me. So depending on your opinion, then comment down below which one you prefer, bare leg or the original version, which came out earlier this year, I think, if I remember correctly. Hochi Shoujo Hakau Ryorin no, oh my god, Natsu no Hama Kako. Okay, I don't know what I just said there, my apologies. By Kaitendo for 35,640 yen, August 2025. Body sculpting's quite nice, not super detailed, relatively nice chest, abdominal definition. Legs are a bit simple in the sculpting, unfortunately. They're very smooth along the majority of the legs, so that's a bit of a cut down. Hair sculpting looks really nice, and hair shading looks pretty good. The lighting might be helping with that quite a bit though. But for the price, not cast-offable figure. She's fine, but probably not 35,000 yen. Kaitendo is a bit of a weird one. I don't own any of their figures, so I can't really say, but like, I do like the overall pose and whatnot, but again, as I said, I think the chest, like the stomach area is really well defined and sculpted, but the legs are just too smooth. I think there's not enough muscular definition in my mind for what you shoot for the figure that she is putting off. So yeah, and then you can get a like the deluxe version, I guess, which comes with a original artwork acrylic sheet, A5 for an extra, what, 2,000 yen, 3,000 yen. Not worth it really. I'll get the standard one if you really do like this figure. It's a good figure, but I'm not sure if she'll retain her price, to be honest, when she does get released. So maybe hold fire and just bookmark this one. Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters GX Cyber Dragon pre-painted complete figure, big size, by Kyoto for 19,800 yen, July 2025. It's Cyber Dragon. It's my main deck that I play in Yu-Gi-Oh! I should really be buying this one, but I've got so much stuff next year coming out. Don't think I will be picking this up. I will bookmark it, and if it's available when it gets released and I've got the funds to purchase one, then I'll get it. At least then rep Yu-Gi-Oh! In my collection. But yeah, no, it was either this or the Cyber End Dragon. They got released a few months, pre-ordered a few months ago. But yeah, that one was like 40,000 yen, I think, or 30,000 yen. And this is big size, so this is 300 centimeters in height, and as you can see from the scaling, you know, half a torso in height and width, torso width as well. So rather large figure. Yeah, I would get it, but yeah, I'm unfortunately going to give this a miss. Rocket Boy, we've got Matoro original illustration, Dealer Bunny, for 33,000 yen, April 2025. Scale is 1/6 for this one. I like the overall concept, in like a casino design. I like the overall colorings, really nice. The sculpting looks really nice. This is a cast-offable figure, fully cast off top and bottom. So very good. I just wish it was a quarter scale, but for 1/6, 33,000 yen, you see a lot of 1/6 that are cast off at 33,000 yen. A lot of the ones I've previously covered in previous weeks in the adult section of AmiAmi were 1/6 as well. So yeah, and Rocket Boy's a well-renowned manufacturer for NSFW figures anyways. So in terms of quality, it's perfectly fine, pricing perfectly fine, concept perfectly fine. I like it a lot. April 2025 just too rammed for figures for me, so I won't be getting this one, but definitely add this if you really like bunny figures like I do. Succubus Lumi swimsuit version, illustration by Tamino Kadama, 1/6 by Orchid Seed, 28,210 yen, June 2025. This is a fully cast-offable figure, so she is obviously very much lolly-esque in terms of her design. So swimsuit looks perfectly fine. I love the little like devil slime that she's got above, or imp that she's got above her head. Very cute. Hair, the semi-translucent hair with the gradient is from pink to like purple. It's nice. Very good looking figure, and cast off as a bonus, but not my style of figure that I would want in my collection. But it's available by Orchid Seed in June 2025. Steins Date, Kurisu Makise lab coat style 1/7 by Wave, 18,590 yen. Pretty sure this is a re-release if I remember correctly. So March 2025. Stands at 22.5 centimeters tall for 1/7. A Wave are generally pretty accurate overall. Nice pose, like the shading. The coat's got really probably minimal shading on it, but it's white, so it's pretty hard to do decent shading on it anyways. But the folds and that lot look really nice. I think this is a fan favourite from the first run of her anyways. So a lot of people will probably pick this up since they probably missed the previous Kurisu figures. I still prefer that one's my favourite one in my collection, but this one's a good second. They do mention it will not stand on its own, so it does require the use of the included stand. So some of the Kurisu figures, because of the stance, you might think you could get away with not having her on this disc, but apparently she's unbalanced to the point, probably because of the jacket, obviously coming out off the back like a cape. That's going to throw the balance off. So yeah, that makes sense. So you're stuck with the base if you don't like the base, but the base isn't that big anyways. Looks like her footprint is going to be mostly taken up by the jacket anyways compared to the base size. Anime Bochi the Rock, Kikuru Hiroi 1/7 by Wave, 24,800 yen, March 2025. Looks like you get a couple of faceplates and a couple of arm gestures with this one. That's a good add-on. Painting and sculpting looks really good. The dress she's in is very nicely sculpted and painted and shaded. And the jacket is relatively simply done, but the sculpting on the creases is really nicely done. So very nice attention to detail. The guitar looks perfectly fine, not super realistic, but good enough for the price as well. 25, just under 25,000 yen, and with the additional parts of the faceplates and the different hand options, or two-hand options, definitely worth getting a hold of if you like this character in Bochi the Rock. Chobits, Chi Soothing Breeze complete figure by Oriental Forest, 15,810 yen, May 2025. If you've not watched Chobits, watch it. Definitely an anime very worth watching. The story writing and the animation it's an older anime, but it's definitely worth watching. I think early 2000 anime if I remember correctly. But this is an iconic scene as well if you have seen the anime, so potentially very worth getting hold of. It's non-scale. She stands at 42 centimeters high on the pole, so she's probably 1/8 in terms of the body. She's quite a small character anyways in the anime, so yeah, definitely worth getting hold of, especially for the price, 16,000 yen. I'm very tempted to try and nab this and squeeze her into my pre-orders, just because I did really like the anime. Even though I am sort of a degenerate figure collector and anime enjoyer, the Chobits just was really nicely done in terms of storytelling and whatnot. So pulls your heartstrings quite well. Very good look, very good anime to watch, and the figure looks really nice with the hair sculpting and whatnot, and the paint job looks pretty decent on the pole that she sat on. So yeah, very nice looking figure, definitely worth getting hold of. I think they've done. I was surprised this came out of nowhere. Wasn't expecting this, so yeah, I'm very grateful that the Chobits getting some love. Metheus series, the Shorekeeper on 7th by Kuro Games for 10,340 yen, August 2025, 1/7 scale. Oh, 1/7 up there. So let's have a look-sees. Yeah, petal base, very simple. I like the dress and the folds. The paint job looks really nice. It looks like she's like sort of like the Arthur Legends, Lady of the Lake kind of aesthetic, with the water effects going on and the veil just coming off her face. Very good looking figure. I think if you like this aesthetic and aqua themed, if you're doing sort of aqua water based themed figures, potentially worth getting hold of. I'm not too sure about what game she's based off of. Series, Wuthering Waves, so it's the MOBA game that people have been playing loads of. So we're going to be seeing a lot of characters from there potentially coming out. I like it a lot, and the price is very nice. For 1/7, 10,000 yen. It's a bargain, to be honest. So I think definitely worth getting a hold of. And Animates are finally going into quarter scales. Honey Rabbit Yuna-chan, quarter scale, provisional pre-order for 12,070 yen, October 2025. So we've kind of got an idea now of Animate's quarter scale figures that they're going for, since Bear Panda was the first one to do budget quarter scales, sub 10,000 for a quarter scale bunny suit figure, which I have got to do an unboxing for. That'll be coming in the next week or two. Should be doing that. This one I like. Obviously, the pose going over the leg. I've always liked this sort of vertical leg stand style design as well. Obviously, it's just my degenerate mind. Very well in the chest area. Pretty simple paint job. The twin tails and hair is probably where the most effort in the painting is going to be. Skin tone, there's a little bit of shading on throughout, and obviously you get a little bit of armpit action there. I like this figure a lot, and I think for the price it's very worth getting hold of, especially with her leg being vertical like that. She's going to be one of the tallest quarter scales. She stands at 48 centimeters tall, including the base. Obviously not a cast-offable figure, but you also do get some extras. Alternative expression part, so that'll be the face, so you can have a dip within following eyes part, and rotating acrylic stand. Okay, that's new. Might have checked out when I get her in. Yes, spoiler, I pre-ordered her. These budget quarter scales, I wanted to get them in so I can at least compare them to the freeing quarter scales, and the binding quarter scales that everyone's obviously accustomed to. See what the price difference, where the shortcomings are, if there is any shortcomings. If the quality can match up to freeing or exceed freeing for less than a third of the price or quarter of the price in some cases. So now we're into the adult section. So these all the previous figures will be, their links will be in the description down below, but these next two won't be in the description down below, obviously, as I said, because YouTube flags those. So we've got Azatone-san, swimsuit version 1/6 by Swanel for 29,100 yen, August 2025. Very similar to the other swimsuit style character we covered last week, where she's in this sort of yellow swimsuit which you can remove both top and bottom. Yeah, as you can see, they're kind of poking out from behind their bikini top. Yeah, quite nice looking figure. 1/6. Yeah, it's fine. Looks fine. Hair shading looks pretty good. The hair sculpting looks pretty nice as well. If I can get a reverse shot, here we go. So it looks like they're doing enough detailing of the individual strands. The hat's obviously a nice addition. I think if you could remove the hat, it would be a nice add-on. But I'm going to keep going, so I don't get any other images shown up to get the video shut down potentially. And then we've got Prosecutor Mitsu Umatani, another color version, 1/6 by Party Look, 26,670 yen. This is a copy of a previous design that Party Look released, I think, 2 years ago or very early last year in 2023. Because I do remember this design before. So that one sold pretty well from what I remember, and a lot of people obviously liked it and liked the hair and the pose that she's in. Fully cast offable top and bottom, mirror base, so if you want to take some specific camera angle shots for MFC, then you can. So yeah, very nice looking figure. I think all the proportions are correct. Obviously she's showing off her nether region. So yeah, and this is I can't remember what the colours of the original one were, but it's just a recolor basically of that. I think with a slight price increase, as obviously economics, inflation and whatnot across the world. So that does it for this. Also, you get alternative. You can have hair on display down there or not. You have to apply that yourself. So pubic hair and whatnot, accessory parts, but a hat and a base, so the hat can come off. Very nice looking figure. Let's just go back to something that's a bit more safe. That does it for this week of AmiAmi figure pre-orders. Pretty simple, about a dozen or so figures and 2 knots and safe work figures. If you can comment, like, and subscribe, links again for the majority of these figures will be in the description down below, and I shall see you in the following video, which will be a unboxing video. So thank you very much, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.